There you go.
There's a reason why you're called the chef, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is really good. What's the sauce that you use?
So I did just a basic shrimp scampi sauce.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, foodie fam? So we are back with another great video, and I just got finished finishing up on the salmon, stuffed salmon. So we are going to do a stuffed shrimp. So you got to go to the first video of the crab cake video. If you haven't seen the crab cake video, look in the description. Go ahead and get that crab cake video. It will help you out tremendously in this because that's exactly how you're going to make the crab, the stuffing. So first thing, if you notice, man, I got these huge, beautiful tiger shrimp, and the cost on these were actually really good. It was less than I think it was like $8.99 a pound, which is really, really good for these tiger shrimp. These tiger shrimp are huge. What first we want to do is we want to take off the bottom or the top of the shell. We want to keep the bottom shell as something so we can hold to grab it. Okay, so we're going to take that off. We're going to keep this shells in stock, and all you know, I always have some sanitizer water on the side just to keep my hands clean at all times. We're going to take this paring knife real quick, and we're going to cut a slit in the back. I did this one on the front on accident, but you really want to cut a slit in the back and kind of lay it flat. And by cutting the slit in the back and laying it flat, what you're going to do is going to allow it to spread. And when you're allowing it to spread, it gives it an area where the shrimp can actually hold on its own, stand up on its own, but then also it allows for the crab to kind of stay in that little pocket, okay? So if you notice, I put a little film on the bottom of this because I already cleaned my cutting board. I didn't need to clean it anymore. Yes, please, don't look at my damn feet. All right, so here's a crab mixture that we already set because I made crab cakes earlier. And what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of the crab mixture and I'm going to put it in the front of the shrimp, okay? So if you notice, I have not seasoned the shrimp yet. I have not done anything yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying this out into the pan. Now, I'm just taking a little bit of crab meat. I don't want too much. I just want just a good amount of a bite full. And I'm going to lay this in right in the middle and kind of set it down so it stands up. If you notice, I'm using a cast iron skillet because the cast iron skillet actually holds its heat on the bottom very well. Plus, also, it gives a good crust to it. All right, so now we filled it up. Now we're going to season it. And this is just a basic seasoning. You can use a little bit of salt. I'm using just Cajun seasoning real quick, right on top of it. And my Cajun seasoning actually has salt inside the Cajun seasoning. And I'm using some avocado oil. Now, you don't have to use avocado oil. You can use some kind of olive oil or butter. But I like that avocado oil. All right, so now I'm going to take a little bit of butter and I'm going to put it right on the end of the skillet. So when the skillet gets hot, it's going to crater down to the bottom and it's going to build up a crust for me, a perfect size crust for me. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. Now we're going to take this and we're going to put it on the stove just for a couple minutes, not crazy, and then we're going to put it in the oven. Once we got the oven at around 400 degrees, we're going to put that in there and it's going to be done. Let it sit in there for about 12 minutes. And now we're going to work on our scampi sauce. So first thing we want to do is add some stock, which I just used a basic vegetable stock and some heavy whipping cream. I'm going to mix that in real quick. And all I'm doing right now is just allowing this to reduce. The more I let this sit and reduce, it's going to be perfect. Now, the stock has all the flavor in it. So I'm going to put a little bit of lemon juice in here. And I'm just going to let this reduce. Continue to let this reduce. Back with my Cajun seasoning. All right, see that sauce? It looks perfect. Right thickness. I've tasted it. Make sure that the thickness is good. Enough salt is in it. You don't want it too salty on this one, but enough salt, of course. So you want to salt it to your taste, not my taste, but your taste. Now we're gonna add a little bit of butter, and we're gonna put that in the mix to give it a little bit of shine. Yes, I dropped a little bit. Don't worry, I will clean it. Look how smooth that is. All right, so now I have my spinach, and I also have some tomatoes chopped up, and I'm just gonna add my spinach, and I'm gonna add some tomatoes, and I want that freshness in there, the spinach and then the tomatoes. I don't wanna overcook my spinach and tomatoes. Add a little bit more spinach. See, sauce is already done. So I don't need to really overcook this. All I'm doing is really just trying to let it warm up in there. So I noticed that it's a little bit too thick, so I'm gonna add a little bit more cream to this. And I'm gonna let this come to a boil, and we're done. I'll get my spatula, stir it around. There we go. Now we're gonna stack our shrimp perfectly in line. Put 3 of them real quick right there. Line them up. And then we're gonna get our scampi sauce, and we're gonna drizzle it right on top of it. Man, this is amazing. Right on top. Now you don't have to use the scampi sauce if you don't want to. You can actually just leave it as it is. You can actually use like a garlic butter sauce or just a lemon sauce if you want. Or you don't have to put any sauce on that at all. It can go on its own, but put a lemon wedge on the side. And that is it. This is perfect. And put a little bit more seasoning right on top of it. Just top it up, like a little Cajun more seasoning. That's what I want. All right, so let me know exactly what you like about this dish. Try it out. Give me your honest opinion, and let's get another video going.